close the white balance box. How much, Rock? See, the sky is still pretty blue out there right now. Let's go to lower the exposure to, say, 2 milliseconds. And let me go to gain 10. Okay. 2 milliseconds, gain 10. MS gain 10 of 50. Okay. Oh yeah, there's definitely clouds. And the clouds are getting heavier. I thought it was going to be clearer. I wanted to try to pick up the Milky Way later, but I don't know if it's going to be clear. According to Windy TV, it was supposed to be clear starting at in about an hour. But I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Let me look at Windy on my iPhone. Okay, weather, Windy. Let's go for clouds. It has changed in the last. They're showing it now. They're showing between 9 and 10. It's supposed to be better. Well, you get what you get. So, how much more gain should I try? That's gain 20. Okay. Oh, I lost the moon. The clouds are getting heavy over there. Yep. The moon is totally behind haze right now. Frustrating, folks. So right now I'm at exposure is 1 millisecond. MS gain is 20 of 50. Yeah, Don, this is we're working on a prototype for a new all-sky camera. Rock got these lenses about a week and a half ago, and I got some adapters from Scope Stuff, and I'm using a DS2.3 PLUS along with this lens. We still don't have the acrylic dome to cover it or a way of mounting the camera inside the dome. We're just right now looking at concepts as far as field of view and what's going to work. Yeah, it does give a pretty good view. Let me try going with a longer exposure. Let me go to, that's 3 milliseconds, which is too much. Let me go to 2. Okay, that's 2 milliseconds. And I wanted to record this so I'd have information on the settings. 2 milliseconds. Everything else is at default. Color adjustments are all default. Frame rate is low. I have it set for color, but you can make it monochrome if you want. Flip, rotate, sample, region of interest, digital binning. The last night I did a 1 second dark and applied it. Right now I'm at digital binning 1. The histogram is at default. Let me put that down. Histogram is at 0-2. Okay. I haven't applied a dark yet. I haven't done any live stacking yet. There is no cooling on this camera. Sharpness right now is set to 0, so let me put that note down there. Sharpness. Click, click, blue, 0%. Okay. And it's getting darker, so the sun's going down, as you can see. Yeah, rock, the field of view is perfect. I'm zoomed in slightly because I got the region of interest just to capture the full circle. Otherwise, there'd be a lot of black on either side. As you can see, the sun is still setting in the northwest. Let me try increasing the exposure to 4 milliseconds. Okay. Yes, it's very, yeah, it is. It's at least 190. Millisecond. Okay. I knew this wouldn't be a good night for observing because of the clouds and stuff. I just wanted to try to see if I could pick up stars, some stars. It was supposed to be clearer than this. Obviously, it's not. Rock, right now I have the sharpness off, histogram's default. Those are markers on the bottom. And then I have digital binning 1, high conversion gain. The gain is 40%, 20 out of 50, and 4 milliseconds. was hoping that Arcturus would start popping out. Arcturus should be slightly above and to the left of the moon. That's 6 seconds. It may not be possible to pick up Arcturus tonight because of the clouds. There's 8 seconds. Okay, let me reduce the exposure back to 2 and go to so now I'm at 30 gain and 4 milliseconds. So let me change that. What's nice, oh, it's too dark on your end? Let's go to 6 then. So I'm at 6 milliseconds now. So let me put the gain reading in. I'm at so I'm at 60% gain. So what do you expect? What should I do with the exposure? There's 10 milliseconds, but that blows out the sky. And when it gets darker and the sky gets dark, which won't be for an hour. You want me to try sharpness or? Yeah, there's no stacking now. Live stacking is off. I could try increasing the sharpness if you want. Okay, let me go see if I can see Arcturus outside. No stars yet. I can't see Arcturus or Spica yet. Last night I think I saw Spica and 3 of the stars in the handle through a hole in the clouds. For USB 2, this is not bad. I I think I have a long enough USB 2 cable. I can just run straight USB 2 and see how it would work. Yeah, I wouldn't try this with one of the like the 10Cs or the 432s, but for the 2.3 Plus, it seems to be working well. Let me try the zoom. I'm getting a little colorful confetti. I did apply a dark last night. I have a 1 second dark that I grabbed last night. Hey, Jeff. Yeah, we're just experimenting, Jeff. And it's starting to get a little bit darker. Let me go with a little bit longer exposure. Yeah, this is the cloud channel. See, I want to get ready for when I get the we get the new all-sky camera all worked out. Then I'll be able to show the clouds in higher resolution than we currently can. But yeah, this is now 14 milliseconds. Let me go to maybe 16 or 20. That's 20 milliseconds. Man, this is no fun. What's the temperature right now? 92 degrees in the observatory. %55% humidity and 92 degrees Fahrenheit. You see is that the moon reflecting off the handle on the tripod? A little glint right there. Sun's set. Sun's below the horizon now. So it's got to be, I won't be able to see that handle. It's higher than my head. Let's see. No Arcturus or Spica yet. We tried the 2.3. Rock sent me a 2.3, And the problem is the sensor is smaller on the 2.3 than it is on the 2.3 plus. So what ended up happening is that the north and south sides of the field of view were clipped off because you couldn't, the sensor wasn't big enough to fill the field of view from the lens. If you have the plus, it'll be perfect. This is the plus. I got a T to C adapter from Scope Stuff. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick. Took the stainless steel ring out. Took the glass sensor cover out, and then I screwed this lens and the Scope Stuff adapter in until I could achieve focus. I have the iris opened all the way, and then I used the I guess it was a focus adjustment in the lens. I was going to get with you, Jeff, about possibly 3D printing an adapter that would go from the outside of the 2.3 plus camera body to the acrylic dome. I'm still looking for an acrylic dome that's optical quality. How much, Rock? 250? 100? What? And let me increase the exposure while I'm at it. Let's see. That's 30. How about, so now I'm at 40. 50. I'm at 50 right now. 50 in exposure, and I'm going to go to 250 in sharpness. Okay, so now we're at, where's my eraser? 50 and 250. $50 milliseconds. 250%. Yeah, Rocket's looking pretty good. The light that you see here is the open door to the observatory. You can see the light shining right through the doorway, right there. I could apply a dark. Let me apply the 1 second dark I did last night. Dark field correction, import, all sky 1 second dark, open. What do you mean mismatch? Must have grabbed the wrong one. Import. Why a mismatch? Well, let me go take my magic little dark cover and cover the lens and take a dark. Okay, so now the lens is covered up. I'm going to increase the exposure to 500 milliseconds and gain the max. And then I'm going to capture. Yeah, Rock, I put a black bag over the top of the lens, and I'm capturing a dark right now. Okay, and I'm going to export it as a 500 millisecond dark. Save. Import. I don't know why the dark I did last night would not import. All sky, 500 second, open, and enable. So I've applied a dark, and now, well, you get a little colorful confetti rock, so I took the colorful confetti out. Okay, now, so I gotta put the exposure down to, there's Arcturus right in the center of the field of view now. Arcturus is right about there. It's getting hidden by the clouds. So right now I'm at what? 100 millisecond exposure and max gain. Okay, I'll turn it off. Let me text. Let me get the right size for the text. 100 milliseconds. Erase, erase. of 50. Okay, and let me turn the dark off. I've disabled the dark. You can see there are a couple of there's a green pixel there, there's a pink pixel there. So there's a few colorful pixels. No, I'm still at 250 on the sharpness. You want me to go higher? So right now sharpness is at 250. Let's go to 300. Sharpness is now 300. Okay. Yeah, they're two different layers of clouds. They're moving in different directions, I think. I think I lost the Arcturus behind the clouds. Sure. %400 sharpness. Let me see, I think. See, when you zoom in, you can see the colorful confetti. And what's good is you can zoom in, say let's go to 150, and then you can just a little light at the bottom is the neighbor's window in his house. That's just sunset going down around the northwest horizon. My observatory, and then just click back. Okay. .300 sharpness. So the question is, why not to use a dark? Right now, that's that's 200 milliseconds. Well, it took out the warm pixels. Okay, so the gain is 25 and the exposure is now... Okay, that's 400. $425. So that's 0.4 of a second exposure. And gain is 25 out of 50. Yes, it is, Jeff. Trouble is when you run a 10-meter cable followed by a 3-foot cable, even though it's an active powered 10-meter cable, it would not connect at USB 3, so I had to put a USB 2 cable 1 meter at the end to connect, and that's why it's at USB 2, and I think that is Arcturus. The only way to really tell, Rock, would be to throw in that. So I just enabled the dark. And I think that is Arcturus, right in the dead center. That's Arcturus. And there's Spica at below and below left of the moon is Spica. I think that's Arcturus, and I think this is Spica. And this may be Vega. I think some of the stars in the handle of the dipper are showing up here. There's one right about there that's showing up. Let me go to 500 milliseconds. That's a half second. Okay. So let me go to 500 millisecond exposure. And gain is half. When I did this last night with the default histogram, I got a pretty nice image. Yeah. Well, it figures. Yeah, it's definitely the handle of the dipper up there. But let me see if I can do some Vega. Spica. Arcturus. Digital binning 1. And this, I think, is Polaris. And you can see, I mean, as there, that's part of the handle there, and the bowl would be behind that cloud. Oh, I didn't realize I'm slightly zoomed in. Yeah, the handle stars are up here. The 3 stars in the handle are up here. Not bad. Hey, well, yeah, it is. You know, for an old sky camera, this is what, a half second exposure with half gain. And what is that star way to the south and left of the oak tree? Man. See, there's something right about here. No problem. You're driving the train. Okay, let's go to... How high? Max? There's max gain. $35? Okay. There's 35 gain. Okay, let's try 40. Oh wait, keep the exposure at 500. And let's go to 40. There's 40. More of the Big Dipper starting to show up. Okay. There's 750. So let's see. Let me do a race. Let me keep tabs on my. So that's 3/4 of a second. And the gain is where? The gain is 40. The Polaris is a lot easier to see now. Let me get Sky Tools up and running. Oh no, it won't be dark here for another 40, 50 minutes. And then the moon will still be up. Well, it'll be down in the clouds maybe, but I want to see what that star is to the hold on, let me just get Sky Tools started. I got the overhead sky going in. Oh, that's Antares down there in the bottom. Okay, that's Antares. Yeah, it may, Jeff. But yeah, that is that red blob at the bottom, that is Antares. Hey, Rusty. Antares is rising at the bottom. You can see almost the whole Big Dipper now. You can see the whole Dipper. But there's the whole Dipper. See, I normally have the old 180 narrow that I have, Rock. I normally had that set so it would automatically go up to a 2-second exposure as conditions warranted. I think that may be light coming in from, let me close the door. No, I don't know what that. Oh well. I have to turn the lights off in here. Okay. Well, the monitors, yeah, because the monitor's aiming at the north wall, and then I guess the light is reflecting off the north wall because I have the camera on a tripod outside on the concrete slab. Let me get some of these labels off and that to just clean up the view, but there you go, Polaris, Arcturus, Spica. I turned the lights off at the observatory. Should I put the blue rope lights back on? That's what I had on before. I got some blue LED rope lights and some 25 watt bulbs in the corner. So I'll put those back on. Okay, let's try 850. There's 850. And Rock, I'm recording this and I'll upload it later to YouTube. If it doesn't crash and burn. Well, to the south, behind that big water rope, is a city of about 40,000, about 30 to 40,000, about 4 to 6 miles south of me. So that's why the clouds in the southeast and south have some illumination from below. Let's see who's on. Will, Rusty, Jeff, Don. Okay. Sky's definitely getting darker. Where's the histogram? Yeah, the histogram is hugging the left side. I'm trying to remember the dark I grabbed. I grabbed the dark, this is a half-second dark, but I had a longer dark the other night. Rock, I just threw on live stacking. I know the clouds are going to blur, but it definitely smoothed out the sky. Okay, it's off now. Yes, yeah, you would. Should I increase the gain? Go to max gain, maybe? Okay. Let's see. So there's the Big Dipper pointing to Polaris. Sure. Let's go to 950. Oh, wait. Dialing 950. 950. Enter. So I'm at 950 now. I see all of, okay. I see all the Bootes right now. Sharpness is now 250. That's Bootes. It was supposed to clear about 9. Right now it's 9:15. But yet you got the whole constellation below T's visible. See, I think the moon is playing with the cloud over there because it gets brighter and darker, dimmer and brighter, you know. It's going in and out. And then you have Lyra. One, two, three, yeah. No, it's not. You got Spica, and right above, what do you have above the moon? Oh, Leo is above the moon. I think, let's see. Get my cursor back. The nebula? Yeah, this is the nebula. Right there's the tail of the lion. That's the nebula right there. There's Spica. 30 and 1. Okay, let's see. That's 30 and 1100. Now everything else is set to defaults, Rock. Color adjustments, you name it. Everything else is default. Even histogram. So now I'm at, okay, let's see, where's my, there. .1100 milliseconds, so that's 1.1 second, and the gain is at 30. Okay. Well, you can see red Arcturus way low to the south, just to the left of the tree. And you can see the two of the three stars that are at the base of the claws. So Scorpion is from here to over here to here, and then it goes down from there. I did not play with focus. I just roughly eyeballed it, but yeah, it's probably a little out of focus. It'll need a master touch to tweak. With something this wide of a field of view, how do you, I guess you zoom in on a star and center it and then tweak the lens? Yeah, the problem is the camera's on a tripod outside and the monitor, the computer's inside. So it's a two-person job. So, but yeah, according to Sky Tools, when does it get dark around? Well, it's not going to get dark because of the moon, but according to this, yeah, the moon doesn't set until after midnight, and it says completely dark from 1 a.m., 1:07 a.m. until 4:23. But we're probably 20 or 30 minutes from astronomical twilight. But with the moon up, that's not going to get really dark. But yeah, the view is looking pretty good. Well, whenever you're ready, I can tweak. Is that, what constellation is that? Let's see. This is Aquila. The eagle is rising. I think. And Terry's went behind a cloud down there in the south. Brock, I wonder if that bright dot just to the upper left of the S and south may be the moon reflecting in that big lens on top of the camera. I got a black cloth. I can go try to cover the handle on that tripod. See if I can do that without shaking the world. I feel I'm in a steam sauna out here. Where's my flashlight? What is that? Histogram is at 0 to 255. Oh, 225. Okay. I'll raise the white a little bit. That'll brighten it up. That's 225. Zero dash 225. That must have been the neighbor driving in. Wait, that would be to the north. That would be my next door neighbor driving in. Yep. Try 5 to 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. is 5 to 200. Okay. Okay, let's try 7175. Okay. $165. How come there's no satellites passing tonight? I'd love to see like the space station or something. Yeah, we are. Yes, they are definitely coming out. Definitely more than I saw last night with all the clouds I had. Yep. I'm still on default with the white balance. $8,150. Okay. 8. All right. 8-150 is what we have now. I see Cygnus starting to rise over the dome. $8,140. Let's try 140. Okay, John. Good to know. It wasn't supposed to be this clear for this long tonight, but luckily it is. Because I wanted to do a test with this camera. I tried it last night and I got basically nowhere. So let's erase. And this is, you said 8,140, so I'm at 8-140. Okay. There's a plane or something going across the southeast. Probably going to New Orleans. Milky Way or cloud? The Milky Way Sagittarius teapot. Star. Aquila. There's Lyra. The Milky Way should be passing. Hey Brett. Yeah, we're running experiments tonight. The Milky Way should be running through in this general area. Exposure 1250, okay, will do. So that's 1 1/4 seconds. Let's see. 1250, enter. Okay. All the Boötes is standing out now. Tire Dipper. What about the Little Dipper? And the Milky Way is not supposed to be in the middle. Little Dipper is supposed to be from Polaris over the, oh, I went the wrong, that's the wrong tool. I want to use the freeform pen. Yeah, it should be coming across here. And that's part of the little bucket, the Little Dipper is here. Of course, the Big Dipper Big Dipper. Corvus is below the moon behind that pine tree. Let me get that out of the way. Try exposure at 1350, okay. Okay, that's 1350. You see any flashes? They're already going nuts with the fireworks for the 4th of July, a little bit early. So that flash down at the bottom behind my telephone pole? I just saw a flash in this area. They're shooting off fireworks somewhere in town. So the exposure is 1350, the gain is at 30. I've already captured 365 JPEGs since I started this. 8130, okay. That's 8130. -130. Yeah, the Big Dipper is very clear now. What are the stars above? And some of the stars in is it Ophiuchus? Ophiuchus runs from where? 1, 2, 3. Something else moving through the field of view just past Ophiuchus. That's Ophiuchus over here. The star below Antares is now popping out. What's that star's name? Epsilon Scorpio. Yeah, so Epsilon Scorpio is this one down here. There. There. And I guess this is part of Libra here. Rock, do you think a white balance would help? Yeah, it was beautiful packaging on that lens. What star is that coming? Oh, is that? Is that Jupiter rising over the trees? Right here. Because the teapot should be right behind the telephone pole. Okay, let's see. White balance rock. Where should I put the box, Rock? Okay, let's do white balance. Well, good, because it turned the moon white instead of greenish. Yeah, the moon and the clouds. Yeah, I think that's Jupiter rising. I'm not sure. I mean, you can tell it's not quite in focus. Let's see, that's 400% zoom. That's 200. That's, I'm thinking too, so that may be, let's see. Yeah, focus is a tad off, and I'm not going to go play around in the dark because that'll probably screw up everything. Let's see, if that is, Scorpius, and above Scorpius is the end of Ophiuchus. And this is Scutum down here. I think the very top of the teapot is starting to rise here. Okay, so let's go to who? 9 to 120. 9 to 120. 120. Yeah, this camera has all kinds of flexibility. Nine 110. See if I have any more flashes showing up. I hear some more pops going off. It's either clouds coming in by the arrow or that's Milky Way or both. 10 110. Yeah, I think it is Slidell. That is Slidell, Louisiana. You can tell my issue when it comes to looking at the stuff down in Scorpius and Sagittarius. That darn water oak that's due south gets in the way. Gain 40. Gain 40. Rock, I'm thinking that this little blob is an internal reflection in the lens from the moon showing up diagonally across the lens. If there was no moon in the sky, you wouldn't have that, I don't think. And it's been there a while, so I don't think it's a cloud. We'll have to see if it goes away. See, that would be right next to Vega. Let me go look and see if I can see a cloud by Vega. Nope. The sky's too dark to see if it's a cloud or not. Okay. $14.50. almost a second and a half. One thing's for sure, Rock, this camera is much more sensitive than the original cameras you had. The gain is at 40. Okay, down to 30. Okay. Okay. Is that the top? Oh, that's... Is that the spout? Will do. Be nice to get this thing well focused. But through the trees you can see all of the sky glow at the base of that tree. See, while Rock is away, okay. Yeah, I did I'm doing live stacking right now. It'll probably kill out some of the stars, but turn the live stacking off. Yeah, it does clean up nicely. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to disable the dark. And you can see all of the nice colorful confetti. I'm going to go cover the lens and then take another dark. Okay. So you can see all of the colorful confetti. It's really easy to capture 5 darks when you're at a 1.5 exposure. Export. $14.50. Save. Import. Open. Enable. So that cleaned it up. Let me go uncover it. Okay. So I got a new dark applied. Alright. So Scorpius is going behind the tree. You can see the whole, the moon reflecting off of the, this is the handle on the tripod right here. And the moonlight's reflecting off of it. Okay. Oh, that, Jeff, you say the thing I circled earlier? That thing? Yeah, it's moving this way as the moon moves that way. So it's got to be an internal reflection inside of the lens. Good night, Rock. We'll talk. I'm not going to be out much longer. I just wanted to do some testing just to, because I had, ever since I got the lens from Rock on Wednesday, it's been clouded. This is the first chance I had to actually try it on a camera under the sky. Last night it was cloudy. The only thing I could see last night was I could see Arcturus and the 3 handle stars through clouds. The rest were totally gone. So the next thing, Jeff, is getting an optical globe dome to go over the camera. The camera's 3.5 inches or so round. Well, you know how big it is. You have one of them. And then somehow making an adapter to go from it to whatever size optical glass dome he has. And I'm hoping that the glass dome can be long enough that it'll go past the base of the camera so that the USB plug would go into the camera and be protected from rain and condensation inside the dome. And then the next question is, do we have to somehow apply heaters to keep the dome clear in the winter time from condensation, whatever? But that's the goal, is to build an all-sky camera that will be better than what he had and will be less expensive than what the other manufacturers are wanting for theirs. Right. We talked about, you know, some ceramic resistors maybe somehow attached to the glass. So we'd need a power source to power the resistors. I've had ceramic resistors and they can get quite warm. But you don't need a lot of heat to keep it clear, but you need it clear enough so that it won't fog up in the wintertime. Could probably get a dew heater element somehow and affix it inside the dome below the lens. I'll send you a picture of what we got so far, Jeff, and we'll talk about it some more. Well, everybody, I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. It's been fun. Glad you could watch the experimental work in progress. I don't know when Rock is hoping to get a new all-sky camera developed, but this is the first time we've actually tried the lens with the camera. Everybody have a good night, and if it's clear, it's not supposed to be, but if it's clear tomorrow night, maybe I'll try using the 16-inch instead of the all-sky camera. Good night for now.